What's
Coming in
up?
hot.
Yeah, the Walkout on the Giggles Live Radio Network. What's going on, man? How are you?
How you doing, man? Bro, it has been quite the time since me and you last recorded. Just so much things going on, where we're coming into graduations, of course.
Yeah.
Children graduating. I have 3 of them at this point.
I have one that's graduating and one that's just moving up a year.
There you go. See, so it's been a different time right now, and as we were talking a little bit before we got on air, it's been the different trials, different things that I'm going through navigating. There's kids growing up, and then there's kids who used to be youngsters and they're no longer younger anymore. So quite a transition, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes along with it. Not only is it physically exhausting because you're having to extend your schedule and make all these long ceremonies and all these appointments and all of these things, it's also, and you don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but it's also kind of difficult when your kids are starting to pull away from you a little bit. And
Sure.
It's like, you know what? I just want you to sit here and come on. I'll even watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse one more time. Come on, kid.
Yeah, they're growing up on you, and they don't do the same things anymore, and they're not into the same interest anymore. And we live in a different time, so things these kids see and do nowadays is different. So, I'm just learning to navigate and make the right choices for them and for myself at the same time. But that besides that, I have definitely just been, keeping myself busy. I started getting since I haven't fought in a while, you start relaxing because I coach more now, than I compete. So, but I still compete whenever I can, but I noticed that, I get a little more relaxed now. And so I didn't like that feeling. So I ramped it up. So I've definitely been training a lot, and I train. I teach a lot of other people all the time. I turned my garage into a gym.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a basically a full service boxing gym in there. And I've spent a lot of time just doing my thing in there as well. So I've kept myself pretty busy in that fact as well.
Nice.
Trying to keep myself nice and limber. And still, I don't put fighting out of my circle. I'm this far away from a fight. A neurology test and an ophthalmology test away.
And a phone call, right?
That is it. So don't count me out.
Yeah, make that phone call. Keep making them phone calls.
Do not count your boy out, man.
He'll let you know when to stop making the phone call.
For sure. I will let you know.
It's a stressful time of year when all of these transitions are happening, and it's a tough one, man. And I feel you on that.
Sure.
The balance is the hardest thing to find, and from all the people that I know, like yourself, that have a lifetime committed towards kind of being fit and working out, maybe not a lifetime, but you know what I mean.
For sure.
But when you commit towards fitness and stuff like that, that working out and stuff apparently helps you manage the rest of the day a little better because you're getting the whatever it is out of it.
Well, there's endorphins actually in working out. So when you do it, you actually gain some positive endorphins that get you going. So, I just want to stay, like, I said, I'll be 46 this year, and I want to be limber. I want to stay that way. And, like, I can wake up in the morning, I can move, I can still, dance and fight with the best of them. And that's a great thing.
Dude, I turn 50 the day after tomorrow.
That's cool, brother. Your birthday is coming up. What are you going to do for your birthday?
No idea. I'll probably do something with the kids. I don't
know. You know what? Excuse me, you guys. That's my little retarded alarm. Yeah, that's a great thing. I spend my birthdays, mostly if I have my kids at that time. Well, it looks like I'll be spending my birthday with my children.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I understand.
Yeah, I think it's a good time for introspection and kind of like just going, all right, now where am I at 50?
Right.
Not in a critical this is where you messed up, but like okay, what does the future look like? Like what does somebody that has your skills at your age, where you're at, what's reality here? And I think it's a good conversation to have with yourself. So
for sure, I believe that there is no cap, there is no age on things that you can do for yourself to preserve your body. So that's why I think I just continue to I don't want to wake up and go to the gym, you guys. Like I really don't. There's times I just want to sit around and just chill. But I feel that mentality takes over fast. And in no time, you will be so unmotivated. And you won't want to do anything ever. You'll just want to go to work, get off of work, and chill.
I remember it used to take, when I was really into the fitness thing, it would take about 2 weeks till I was really into it, to where I wasn't worried about making too many excuses to get out of it. But man, all it takes is like 2 days in a row.
Do it.
You give yourself 2 days in a row, you're
keep it up.
Playing with danger, man.
And they say do something 5 times and it's a habit. So don't work out 5 days. Don't do something and that will be your new habit. You won't really notice it. So yeah, I'm trying to keep everything in perspective. I got to hang out. Well, now that I have older kids are getting older and they have their own, ways that in things that they want to do. I still have a youngster who's 9, and so, it's almost like, hey, well, I still got you, So, I spent a lot of time with that guy this weekend, and hanging out and doing stuff like getting off of my social media, not really using my phone, just all of that stuff. I'm not paying any attention to it anymore, and seeing what my mind drives me to pay attention to versus being stimulated by something outside.
Yeah, that itself is really hard to do, to set your phone aside, even if it is just for a half hour while you're hanging out with your kid. That's a difficult thing, and that's a problem.
So I'm coming up with these mental things that I'm setting for me to see if they'll help. And I feel good about it because I'm not missing anything. I'm not missing anything online. I'm not missing, everything that should interest me is right in front of me. Mm-hmm. So
plus, it's all going to be there anyways. If you're going to check up on it later on at night, it's all still going to be there.
It's there, and I don't miss anything. So what I am missing out is the time with the kids and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I could literally be training with that time. If you looked on your phone, sometimes you'd see from time, you probably use 3 hours on your phone, 4 hours. Some people who are obsessed, 8 hours.
Yeah.
And damn, you can literally turn one of those hours into physical fitness.
Yeah, you're right.
I just am starting to try to find these provisions for myself and set them. Like I said, I hung out with him all this whole weekend. I watched the UFC was on this weekend, which was cool. My brother's teammate, the pit bull, he fought Pineda.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that was really cool. He fought. What was his name? The Bruce Leroy. That's what they call him. But his name is Alex Caceres.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's who he fought. Alex Caceres, the black Bruce Leroy, or whatever they call him. But oh man, great fight that I got to watch. A lot of transitions because my brother's teammate, the Pit. That's a black belt jiu-jitsu. Wrestling, grappling, all that. I mean, he's beautiful. He got fight of the night.
Oh, really?
He lost and still got fight of the night.
Oh, wow.
Because that's how amazing. That's what mixed martial arts looks like. So many transitions, so much, so much heart. Was just really, really great fight, man. Really, really great fight. And then I also, I got to see something that was really awesome. So Jim Miller, he's like, he's the OG.
He's been around for a minute.
He pulled off his win.
Oh, good.
Craziest win I saw, though, was Tim Elliott.
Another old school guy.
Old school. This old school walked up in the first round. He fought Wait, the guy he fought was Victor Altamirano. Walks in first round, bro. Punches this fool out. I mean, knocked him out and uppercutted him while he was already knocked down on the fence.
Oh, no.
Flat out to the floor. It was just crazy fight over. Fastest knockout. Then
really,
yeah.
So it was like it was an instant
fight starts. Walked up, bow, boom. It was a beautiful finish.
Well, I know what I'm going to be Googling right after the show.
Yes, you're going to definitely trip out on that fight, man. But so yeah, we're moving into, they just had that fight, of course. That was this weekend. And you guys all know who's going to be fighting this next weekend in the UFC 289. It's good old Amanda Nunes.
Oh, is Amanda back? Who's she fighting?
So
Is she step down though? Is it the weight class step down for Valentina?
So it looks like she was supposed to fight Juliana Peña, but it got canceled.
Good idea.
It doesn't look like it got canceled due to Amanda Nunes because she's still fighting.
Yeah.
It looks like old Peña might have. Who knows? I don't think she wants that. You don't want that smoke, bro. I mean,
who's Peña gonna fight?
She ain't fighting. So Amanda Nunes is going to fight Irene Aldana.
Oh, okay.
She can scrap.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight.
It's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, I've actually seen Irene Aldana fight in person before, a long time ago.
Well, I think I'm still gonna be going for the Lioness. She doesn't play, so but it will be interesting to see her, get into a good scrapping. But I know that she's gonna end up.
Aldana's got heavy hands, though, man.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. That she can pound on somebody.
Yeah, she's really got heavy hands, and her hands have gotten heavier and heavier as time's gone on.
So we're gonna end up seeing a good match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking between this Peña, because it was a 1-1, she had the belt, then she won the belt back. So they want to give her that fight, but I don't think she should. The way that she got beat by Nunes that's a beating when someone completely dominates the fight, elbows you, bloodies you up, like purposely beats you up.
Yeah,
like she didn't even have to do that to her. She did it on purpose.
Yeah, the score wasn't the score like 50-42 or something like really ridiculous too.
She literally mauled her and beat her and just bloodied her, and that was a message.
Yeah, I think so.
If you come back, it's believe that it's going to be, she's going to make sure that you don't come back.
Yeah.
She tried to tell you to basically just leave it alone. And if you don't, fine, then I would believe that this last, third, and only fight, she will put it to the full, put it all out there, and go out on your shield.
Well, maybe she's hoping that Aldana is able to pull it off. She can get a better style matchup with Aldana, and then, then Nunes would have to come through her. That ideally, in her mind, that's
what she's hoping.
So, and that's how it could play out. I mean, we've seen it happen before.
That was probably a good play. She probably was like, "No, I ain't gonna go for that fight. The next step will be this girl. Maybe she'll beat her, and I can beat that girl, and I don't have to get go through that whole." So that's a good way to look at it, bro.
How's the undercard? Anything intriguing on the undercard that you saw?
So there's only 2 fights on the early prelims. That's Maria Oliveira. She's fighting Diana Belbita. David Dvorak is fighting Steven Ersheg. The prelims, I really don't see. I'm not, and I don't like saying like I don't see anything great on there. It's just let's be honest. Sometimes that's why the early prelims. Sometimes it's newer people.
That's why you watch it. That's what one of the reasons that a fan watches it is to learn these names and to because especially the way Dana White has things being fed into the UFC now between his Contender Series, the Fight House.
Right.
You have these leagues like like Lights Out, you have, XFC and all these feeder leagues that are just kind of,
Right.
and Dana keeps an eye on it. So there's always new names coming in. I mean, I'm sure you get the notifications, so and so was cut by the UFC, and a list of other names that, no longer on the UFC roster.
Right.
It's a constantly revolving roster, and it's, so there's always going to be new names. And there was a time when I went to fights and I got there later than the earlier prelims, and I missed out on seeing Max Holloway fight, and I missed out on fights like, fighters like that.
Right.
And you're like, okay, but just because you don't know their name now doesn't mean you're not going to. And usually the fights, the prelims either set up, the prelims are almost always better, or at least as good as the main card.
They are.
If you take the names out of it. Yeah, if you take the names out of it, if you take the, the TV commercials and all that stuff out of it, they really are. They're just as good. They're probably better fights.
Yeah.
And then you have the main card, which is, you have your names and you have all that stuff. It's a little spread out. The tempo is not quite the same because they're spreading it out. They want it to be a big long draw out to the final moment.
You're right. That's how it is always in all type of the fight circuits. That's the way they set it up.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So it should be interesting to watch. Charles Oliveira is fighting Beneil Dariush. So I'm looking for Oliveira to pull it out. It's been a minute since we've seen him doing his thing.
Those are both fun fighters to watch too.
Yeah. It should be really cool to see Oliveira's put together, his hands, and if they go to the ground, that should be interesting too. Both of them know what they're doing there. So, that should be an interesting fight to see these two, go at it and see who pulls that off.
Both would prefer to be on the feet, I believe, though.
Yeah,
right?
and that would be cool.
Yeah.
We'll see a good stand-up fight. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool to see this week's card and and see what matchups they got going. I'm thinking that this whole Jake Paul and Nate Diaz fight, please don't say it can't be this week. I think it's more closer towards the 20th.
Is it like the 23rd or something like that?
Yes. Which, you know what, man, I really, really hope that Diaz is like really, really, because Nate Diaz his boxing is not the it's not very structured boxing.
No,
they call it
boxer.
A dirty boxing. It's so. But one thing I'm gonna say is Jake Paul has fairly good crisp boxing.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting because this is a boxing match. This is an MMA.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he can't come in sloppy, and so just looking at some of the tapes that they have out there of them, sparring and stuff, he looked. I'm gonna say just didn't look boxer-ish. That's all.
Yeah, I would think just not knowing anything about. I mean, not saying not knowing anything, but just the minimal I would know about it. I would say that Jake Paul is a pretty good boxer. Like, people don't want to say that.
I want to give him his props. I don't want. Yeah. I used to feel a certain way, and I think it's set for August 5th that fight's gonna.
Oh, there you go. That's a little ways.
So it's a little ways away.
Tommy's birthday.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We'll have to have a fight party for him.
Fight party. Yeah, he's a fairly good boxer, and I don't want to take that from him. And I think that's what a lot of people do. They take that from Jake Paul. He's not. Top tier.
Yeah,
but he knows how to box.
He puts in the work.
He does. So I'm just hoping that Diaz is I know he's putting in his work, but I'm just saying come in with crisp boxing, because if not.
Yeah, with Diaz, I would worry about, because with boxing, it requires a lot of concentration. Am I right? Where you kind of want to make sure you stick to the game plan.
Yep.
And I don't know that Diaz has ever stuck to a game plan.
No, that's what I'm saying, is that could very well could be.
That could be difficult. Yeah.
There, you don't, okay, so look at it this way. In MMA, we have the ability to do stuff like, you don't have to keep your body as tight. You can You can wing it. You don't have to stand. You can be kind of squared off, not too squared off, but you don't want to be too orthodox boxing stance in MMA.
It's really easy to. I shouldn't say really easy, but it's a lot easier to back off and re-enter in MMA. Like it's a lot easier to readjust. Mid bout. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because in MMA, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of I don't like what he's showing me. A little bit of that. In boxing, you're trying to adjust, and you're talking. I'm guessing what is Nate? He's got to be in his mid-30s, right? And he's kind of learning a new sport a little bit. Kind of, that's going to be a lot. And I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying that what a feat if he's able to, because it's gonna it's not gonna be as easy as some people might think. Because I think people think, oh, you got Nate Diaz, a fighter, against Jake Paul, a YouTube guy. But Jake Paul's been fighting and he's been training like a fighter. And I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I just, from people that I know in the fight industry, he puts in the work.
Yeah, he's really doing what he's supposed to. So that, I think, is the interesting part of this, is seeing, is this again another made up? Because when he went against Tommy, he went against a boxer, and there was no way out of that. He had to box against a boxer, and the boxer showed you how it's done in that fact. So he lost. But we're gonna hope this is another made up. Let me fight another MMA guy and punch him out, and because we don't really care about that. But it would be nice to see these two fight.
Yeah.
And let's see a good boxing match, and that's it.
Yeah.
May the best man win.
I'm in.
Well,
we need to start wrapping up here pretty quick. So what do we have going on with you? Where do we workout wise? What do we do to get a hold of you and get you to put us through some workouts?
Workouts, holler at me. You can DM me. I am Mark the Menace on Instagram. You can DM me if you need one-on-ones, or you can find me Monday through Sunday, mostly Monday through Saturday, at my gym, Progressive Martial Arts. That's on Main Street, if I'm not mistaken, like 2850 or something like that. Main Street, right next door to Carpinteria. The Carpinteria, I'm right next door. You can come and find me this weekend. Be looking out at Commerce Casino. There is Spar Star is on Saturday.
Right, Spar Star.
Me and my brother, we're gonna be out there, but time and things like that have not allowed us to be there.
We got a lot of graduations this week.
We do. Friday, which is really cool. Friday, King Callum Walsh, which is I've told you guys all before that I'm tied into the 360 boxing promotions, people, and great promotion, man. They do boxing matches. They were doing them out in LA at another arena. It was out by the Hustlers Club. Mm-hmm. But now, at this point, they've hooked up with the good people at Commerce. So now these 360 promotion fights are at Commerce.
Oh, nice.
So Friday, stand corrected, King Callum Walsh will be fighting Carson Jones. And he is fighting for the WBC US Silver Super Welterweight Championship belt. So it's going to be a cool, very amazing matchup. That next day is Spar Star. Mm-hmm. What number Spar Star is that?
Oh, I don't remember, but it's up there.
Yeah, so Spar Star is having their fights the next day. So Commerce Casino is going to be on fire this weekend.
It is. It's going to be all kinds of fun. And what a great venue that is, and we've had nothing but fun inside that room.
Nothing but fun. So, it's a lot going to be, going on. We at Progressive Martial Arts, like I said, come on down. Within the next week or so, you guys will be hearing. I'll be back on air telling you guys about a male stress inoculation class that we're gonna have. This is like a beneficial thing for any men who have stress or trauma.
Nice.
It's gonna be a cool class to let men release that stress and that trauma that they've had in their life. So you guys will be hearing more information from me on that as well.
All right. And how about my fight shop?
My Fight Shop has been doing all right. You guys, you can reach me at My Fight Shop West Coast on Instagram. You can definitely DM me there. I've had a lot of really cool products come in. I got some new boxing gear, some new Muay Thai gear, stuff from RDX. I got stuff from Tidal. I got stuff from Damage Gear. So slowly but surely, I'm picking up more, more brands and more inventory. So we're there. Reach out to us. Everything is always on Instagram, so you can see our full catalog.
Very good. Very good. And go to giggleslive.com to find out more about our podcast, all the other great podcasts on our networks, our live shows, like the one coming up June 30th at the beautiful Santa Paula Hangar Bar and Grill right there at the beautiful airport. Jake Daniels will be our headliner that night. Also looking down the road, October 1st, Seaside Collectors Expo. Can't wait. You'll be there. I'll be there. We're going to have some fun.